Hello everyone, so today's video is going to be kind of like an advice style / my experience with long distance. Now, I'm not like claiming to know everything or like have the perfect advice that'll like help your relationship, but I mean I do have some experience with this, quite a bit I'd like to think. I mean, my fiance and I have been in a long distance relationship for about 2 years now. Unfortunately, I feel like the two of us do long distance really well. So not only are Nate and I in a long distance relationship, but he's also in the army, so we're in a military relationship. Is that a thing? Is that what you call it? Having a significant other in the military can just make things more difficult. So like I said, we have been doing distance for about 2 years. Our entire relationship has been long distance, which is really sad to think about, but it just feels normal to us because that's just how our relationship has always been. So, I mean, I share my relationship a lot on social media, so people at school will like follow me and see that, and they'll ask me about being in a long distance relationship, and it like surprises me how many people like think it's so crazy and ask how it works and are confused why anyone would ever want to do this. And it's like, of course if I had the choice I wouldn't be doing this, but he's in the military, I'm away at college. It's like out of our control, and we want to be together, so it's just what it is. There's no question about it. We love each other, we're gonna be together, we just have to deal with this small chunk of our life that's just temporary, and eventually we will be. So I'm not gonna like try and sit here and tell you what to do and act like I'm like the queen of relationships and long distance, because I'm not at all. We still have our problems. We're not perfect by any means. If you are questioning it and if you feel like it's not worth it and not working out, then it's probably the relationship, not necessarily long distance. Okay, so the first like tip / thing that I realized within Nate and I's relationship is you do not need to be constantly talking. You do not need to be in constant contact with each other. This was a huge problem for me more than Nate. I'm sure if he's watching this video, he's thinking back to, and he's probably thinking that I can still be like this, but even still I probably do get like really upset if he's not texting back or leaves me on a red or whatever. In the beginning of a relationship, that used to like really upset me, and I used to obsess over it a lot, and I would literally let it affect my entire day, and he would just like be busy living his life and not even like realizing it. He would just be busy, and he would have like a genuine excuse, and I would just be upset about it all day. So quickly after that started to affect our relationship, and I would like argue with him about it. We changed it. We realized that, I mean, I think he brought this up and like pointed it out, but where our relationship is strongest when we like maybe send a good morning text or like some kind of text like towards the morning, and then maybe like 1 or 2 like Snapchats or texts throughout the day, and then we'll have like a set conversation in the evening, whether we video chat or like just talk on the phone for a few hours. That's like what works the best for us, and I would recommend like doing that, or at least trying to figure out like how much communication, like talking throughout the day, is good for you and your relationship. And once we just started doing this, like we have more to talk about in the evening. Like I'm not constantly checking my phone for a message or whatever, and I can just focus on my life and doing my everyday things. And as on the subject with communication, it can be hard at times just because with long distance, it's just such a weird thing. Sometimes it can feel like you're living 2 completely different lives, like 2 completely separate lives. Like you're together, but it doesn't feel like you're together. And it just depends on like what's going on with our lives. Like sometimes, you know, he has to work crazy hours and do like stressful training, and like literally doesn't have any time to be on his phone or like be in contact with me. Or same with me, like with school, sometimes I'm crazy busy and I have to like stay up crazy hours to finish my work. So just depending on what's going on in both of our lives, like sometimes the communication and being able to talk that often isn't that great, but I have to remind myself like it's out of our control. Like there's nothing we can do. We might only get to be able to talk for 5 minutes today, but you know, next week we'll be on the phone for like 4 hours. So like whatever, it'll make up for it. But it's hard. Sometimes it can be really hard and like sad when it feels like you're just living two completely separate lives. And I mean, you just have to do things to kind of bring that back in. Like, for example, something that we do that I don't even like telling people, because I remember when I used to hear about people doing this, I thought it was so cheesy and corny and I hated it. But doing like video chat dates where like you sit down, like watch a movie together, maybe like you both are eating, like whatever, I feel like I genuinely like enjoy them so much. We used to not do it for like a good year of our relationship, but then I think he asked me to watch a movie with him one day, or I think we started like a series together, and I like really enjoy them because I feel like it's as close to being together as you can get. Like you are, I mean, you are laughing at the same movie, you can see each other's emotions, like they're right there, you're kind of doing the same thing together at the same time. And I mean, it's as close to a real date as you can get, as close to being together as you can get. So if you're really missing them and like you haven't been able to talk, the communication is not that great, like set aside a specific time to like sit down and watch a movie together, maybe start a series together, because then every night you have something to look forward to, like, oh, I get to go home and we get to like binge watch a show together. Another thing that I found that kind of helps with feeling alone and like missing your significant other is kind of always having a set time, like plan a trip so that you always have something to look forward to. Like always know the next time you're going to see them. When you plan and know the next time that you're going to see them, it makes it so much easier. Like right now, Nate and I don't know when we're going to see each other next, and that makes it so much harder because you don't have something to look forward to. You don't have like a set time that you can count down. It's like, oh, well, it's only 3 weeks till we see each other. We can get through that. But like right now, it's just like, it doesn't feel temporary. It feels like almost like we're never going to see each other again because it's been a while and it's probably still going to be a while until we can see each other. But when you like plan a trip, then it's exciting and like you're looking forward to it. You can't wait. And it kind of distracts you from like having long distance feeling like it's permanent, because it's not permanent. Hopefully eventually down the road long distance will end. One thing I did want to talk about that I think that I kind of noticed like recently is if we do have like a disagreement or an argument on the phone, sometimes it can just go on and on and on forever, and when it starts getting really, really heated, I notice that we just need to hang up. Like be like, okay, like this is getting like out of hand, like I'll call you back. So we'll hang up, cool down, kind of think about it to yourself for a little bit, and then usually it's like, this was not even a big deal, why are we arguing about this? So then one of us will call each other back and usually it'll be fine and we move on. So I mean, like that's kind of one of the perks with long distance, is if you're arguing and things are getting heated, you can kind of just hang up, cool down, and call back. I know that we don't really ever hang up still mad at each other, or sometimes we will, like if I'm like, okay, whatever, I'm over this, I need to like, I'm hanging up, I can't do this, and I'll hang up and then he'll call me back like in a few minutes and then be like, I love you or whatever. And I think it's important because you can't just like, when you get done arguing, if someone's upset, you can't just hug, kiss, and make up. Like you can't do that through distance. So try to not hang up, like roughly like hang up if you're arguing and be done with it and then go to sleep still angry. Like even if you just call back and be like, hey, like I know we're still upset, but I love you, like good night. Like at least say that. And just don't ever hang up and leave it on bad terms. Yeah, but I feel like I kind of covered everything that I wanted to. I mean, long distance is just such a weird thing. and an unfortunate thing that is common for a lot of couples, and you really don't understand what it's like until you have to go through it. You don't understand like how long distance can cause you physical pain when you're missing someone. That sounds so dramatic, but it's true. And it can feel, you know, permanent at sometimes, but you just gotta stay positive and know that it's temporary. But hopefully someone can relate to this video. And I mean, a lot of times it's hard to find somebody in real life who relates to you and you can talk to and who is going through the same thing as you, because I'm somebody who's very open and I like to share and talk about things. You like need somebody to talk to if you're going through like a hard time, like dealing with distance or whatever it is. Feel free to like DM me or leave a comment down below, DM me on Instagram or whatever, and I'm more than willing to chat about it. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, but thanks for watching.